I'm sure you've had those moments when someone tells you something that completely changes the way you view the world or approach a situation. I know for me, there were these few stories that really helped me get to where I am today. And it's like they gave me this template of how to think about things. And if I ever get lost or confused, I can always just refer back to these stories, reframe my thoughts, and get myself back on track. In this video, I wanted to share with you some of those stories that have really changed my life, and hopefully they will help you too. Now, don't get me wrong, this won't be some feel-good BS. These are harsh realities that once changed the way I saw the world forever. So buckle up because we're about to go through some tough stuff that will shake you up, but ultimately help you become a stronger person. Now, before we dive into this, I want to talk about the science behind why stories drive change in our lives. See, humans are hardwired for stories. Our brains are literally programmed to process and understand stories better than any other form of communication. And this makes sense because stories are essentially just narratives of change. They're about characters who face problems and overcome them. And we love them because they mirror our own experiences and teach us valuable lessons. And what's more, stories activate the parts of our brain associated with emotions and memories, making them incredibly powerful tools for influencing our beliefs and behaviors. In fact, researchers peg this phenomenon as something called the narrative fallacy, which is basically our tendency to make sense of random events by weaving them into coherent stories. Basically, our brains love stories because they simplify complex information and make it easy to digest and remember. In his book, The Storytelling Animal, Jonathan Gottman, a renowned psychologist and professor emeritus at the University of California, Berkeley, explains how stories are an integral part of human communication and how they play a crucial role in shaping our understanding of the world and our place in it. According to Gottman, humans are naturally inclined to perceive events in a narrative manner, even when there is no explicit story involved. This inherent storytelling ability enables us to make sense of our experiences, predict future outcomes, and connect with others on a deeper level. As he writes, the brain is constantly monitoring incoming information for storylines, looking for ways to connect new experiences with past episodes so that the present can be understood in the light of the past. Essentially, our brains are always trying to find patterns and connections in our experiences because it helps us to make sense of the chaos and randomness of everyday life. Once we identify these patterns and find a story that fits, it becomes easier to navigate similar situations in the future because we already have a framework for understanding what might happen. One of the most influential stories that has shaped my perspective is one I heard from Tim Ferriss, a well-known author and public speaker. He was talking about his experience interviewing a man named Nick Vujicic, who is an Australian man without arms or legs. Despite his physical challenges, Nick leads an extraordinary life filled with adventure, success, and most importantly, happiness. When Tim asked him about his secret to living such a fulfilling life despite his disabilities, Nick shared a profound story that left a lasting impact on Tim and everyone listening. He said, "The other day I was driving and I realized I was getting angry because the guy in front of me was driving slowly. But then I thought to myself, why am I getting angry? You only have two choices. You either control your car or you let it control you." It hit me that my anger was pointless because I had a choice. I could either choose to stay stuck in my anger or choose to let it go. And I decided to let it go. I took a deep breath and suddenly I felt lighter. I wasn't angry anymore, and that's when it dawned on me. Life is a lot like driving a car. We're all behind the wheel of our own lives, and it's up to us to control where we're going. We can choose to focus on the negative and let it consume us, or choose to let it go and move forward. In fact, Nick doesn't see his disabilities as limitations. Instead, he sees them as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. For example, he learned to swim by kicking his feet harder and harder until he was able to propel himself through the water. He also started speaking at a young age, overcoming the challenges he faced due to his physical limitations. And now he's a successful public speaker and actor. Another story that has deeply impacted me comes from a TED Talk by a woman named Laura Starker. She shared her experience of being trapped in a snowstorm in the Rocky Mountains with her husband and 2 kids. They got lost and were forced to spend the night in freezing temperatures without shelter. The next morning, they were found and airlifted to safety. What's incredible is that despite the traumatic experience, not a single person in the family suffered frostbite or even hypothermia. Laura attributes this to their positive mindset and belief that they would make it through the ordeal alive. She emphasizes that their attitude made all the difference in their survival. After this experience, Laura became known as Dr. Lucky by her friends and colleagues because she seemed to have a knack for staying positive in difficult situations. However, she didn't fully understand why she remained calm and optimistic until she read a book on mindset and learned about the power of believing that everything will work out in your favor. From that point on, she intentionally cultivated this mindset, and it led to incredible outcomes in her life, such as starting a successful business and traveling to over 70 countries. Laura's story highlights the significance of having a positive mindset and believing in yourself, especially during challenging times. It teaches us that our attitude can have a profound impact on our ability to overcome adversity and achieve success. Next, we have a story that has taught me the importance of taking action and not letting fear hold me back. It comes from the world-renowned investor and entrepreneur Ray Dalio. He shares a story about a time when he made a significant investment in a company called Ford Motors. At the time, the company was struggling financially and many investors were hesitant to put their money into it. However, Ray believed that the company had potential and he went ahead with the investment. Despite the risks, his decision paid off and he earned a substantial profit. Ray's investment strategy was based on his analysis of the company's fundamentals and his belief in its long-term potential. He didn't let the short-term struggles deter him from making a sound investment. His story illustrates that sometimes the best decisions are the ones that go against the grain and that taking calculated risks can lead to big rewards. Another story that has deeply resonated with me comes from the world of sports. It's the story of a tennis player named Aaron Cricks. He faced a significant setback when he experienced a severe case of tennis elbow, an injury that threatened to end his career. Despite the pain and uncertainty about his future, Aaron refused to give up. He worked tirelessly with his coach and medical team to develop a new training regimen that would allow him to play again. Through sheer determination and an unwavering belief in himself, Aaron made a remarkable comeback and went on to win multiple Grand Slam titles. His story is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of never giving up in the face of adversity. Aaron's story has inspired me to push through tough times and to keep going even when the road seems long and challenging. It reminds me that with hard work and determination, anything is possible. Finally, let us discuss a story that has taught me the importance of embracing discomfort and stepping outside of my comfort zone. It's the story of a Navy SEAL named Mark Devine. He shares a powerful metaphor that has stuck with me. He says that life is like a roller coaster and the key to success is to ride the ups and downs with confidence and grace. Mark explains that just like a roller coaster, life is full of twists and turns, both exhilarating and terrifying. But it's important not to freeze up or hold back when things get tough. Instead, we should embrace the discomfort and trust that we can handle whatever comes our way. He emphasizes that by facing our fears and pushing through difficult situations, we can gain a sense of control and mastery over our lives. Mark's story has encouraged me to take risks and pursue my dreams with courage. It reminds me that true success often lies on the other side of fear, and that we shouldn't let it hold us back. As I mentioned earlier, our brains love stories because they help us make sense of the world around us and teach us how to navigate through it. By understanding the power of stories, we can use them to our advantage to shape our mindset and achieve our goals. Remember, stories can be powerful tools for change. They can inspire us, motivate us, and teach us valuable lessons. So embrace the stories that resonate with you and let them guide you on your journey towards success. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching and remember to stay tuned for more videos like this. Until next time.